The sautille, or the spiccato, is directly derived from an on-the-string stroke, and we can move fluidly from one to the other. So an on-the-string fast legato stroke. Between that, the spiccato or the sautille is not created by throwing the bow or coming from above the string, but it's allowing the bow to bounce from its natural interaction with the string and with the stick. There are a variety of physical motions that create that. What we're going to talk about today is bow circles and how that you can use that to create this stroke. If I do an on-the-string stroke, you'll notice that my arm is making a circle this direction slightly. And I'll exaggerate it a little bit, and you'll see the bow doing that a little bit. So my arm comes up a little bit, and the frog comes up a little bit when I start with the up bow, and it goes down a little bit when I start the down bow. That keeps the string, or the bow into the string, keeps me on the string. If I go the opposite direction, this way, it will make the string bounce naturally off the string. So when I change back and forth, I'm actually changing the direction of the circle that I'm making with my hand and my arm. To develop this, can start with a whole bow motion using something like Piatti first caprice, where you start on the down bow. So starting on the down bow creates the motion in the whole arm that we use to make the legato or the on-the-string stroke. If you watch the tip very carefully, you should see it arcing evenly around the string crossing and the bow change. You shouldn't see an angular sharp motion in the tip, like right there. You should see it gradually moving from one string to the other. And we can turn that around and start up bow, and that gives us the opposite direction of circle. Like that. Now this is actually important for, or can be important for smooth string crossings and smooth bow changes. Instead of with the bow change going straight back and forth, and getting that little click that you hear at the end, if you make a slide circle or arc with your bow, it tends to smooth out the bow change. Also with string crossings, that will smooth that out. In the sautille, we tend to make that circle with a slightly smaller part of our body than the whole arm. So I'll work with Piatti 1, and we'll first start doing string changes with the wrist or the hand. I often find it easiest to start this with a long slur, so that the bow, the arm stays on one level, and I just change the string with the hand and so forth. Then we can make that smaller and move it down to one slur, and you can start and go. And do that also in the middle and at the frog. Starts developing a flexibility and control in the wrist that we can use to change the direction of the circles. Then we can combine that with the bow change. Again, the arm is making the lateral motion. Here I'm just doing the string crossing or that little circular motion with wrist. And we can do that again, either starting down low or up. And at the frog middle and the tip. I'll do it at the middle particularly because that's where we actually do this sautille. And you can easily change direction by simply adding an extra note and switching the bow around like this. So changing whether I'm going down with the hand on the up bow or down on the down bow by adding that extra note. Another mechanism that collaborates with the hand and the arm in this is with the fingers. So I go through the same process that we just did with the wrist with the fingers. So I'll start with the slur and I'll make the string crossings with my fingers. So forth, and then start doing that with the small slurs. And again, different parts of the bow. At the tip, doing this with the fingers takes much more motion in the fingers up and down. At the frog, I find it the most difficult because you have to sort of support all the dead weight of the bow up here. And then when I move to the separate bows, I often do the whole motion with the fingers. So you start with the frog, just a little light. You can do that both down and up. And then, of course, in the middle. So when I have all of that working, the fingers going up and down, the wrist going up and down, and of course the arm going up and down, then I can change it with either or all of those combined, depending on the different speed. At a slower speed, and it will take me off. At a faster speed, it's easier to do it with the hand, and at the fastest speed, it's completely with the fingers. Faster with the fingers. So, building that up, you can do that using the string crossings again, doing it in the middle of the bow. Just letting the hand and the fingers work smoothly and freely together to create the string. Change it around. You gradually build that up to speed and then do the same motion on one string. So we go first starting as if we're doing that, but staying on one string, then changing. Even at that speed where I'm staying on the string, you can hear a difference in the sound quality or color between those two different circles. When I speed it up, it will naturally come off the string. So that makes getting that stroke from the string rather than from a throwing position much easier. It also makes it easier to get in and out of slurred passages and onto this the sautille stroke, such as if you have something